Okay guys, so from my previous videos, I said I would have a theory, right? Well, I do have a theory. You can't do that. Okay, so my theory is pretty awesome, and it also led to a kind of cool discovery. And that looks awesome. Minecraft has air friction. I don't know if this was intentionally calculated in or not, but it's so cool. Okay, so normally, I'm just going to give a little physics lesson here. So normally when x and y variables are x and y variables are independent of each other. So if you look at my thing, I mean the x and the y, the up and the sideways, they're normally independent in each other in a frictionless area, and they actually are always independent of each other. But the cool thing is that basically what that means is that if there's no opposing force against something that's moving, it will just continue to move until it hits the ground or some other opposing force hits it, basically, is what it's saying. So we know the ground has friction because you stop walking, right? Like, I'm walking and then I let go, I don't just keep going on, like, stuff like that. But I did not think that they would program air friction into it. I thought they would use just straight, like, linear type things. But they have, and basically what that means is that objects will only move in the air for a limited amount of time because you have things pressing against you. So as opposed to being in the air, and normally if I had say I was just like flying, if I was just like holding up here, I didn't even realize this before, but if I let go of the key, I start to slow down. Basically, without air friction, I wouldn't slow down, I would just keep going. And they've programmed that into like survival standing Minecraft. So what I did is I took a test. Because the x and y variables are independent of each other, I made a thing, whatever this is, one of these item launchers, up super high to see how far each item would go, because at a point, every single item, no matter how far the ticks are, they will land in the same spot, right? I hope you're following all this. If you know physics, then if you know a little bit about physics, then you probably will understand what I'm talking about. But basically, there's going to be a point where it's going to slope downwards, and just like, no matter how far, no matter what the angle is, it's always going to go a certain amount of distance as long as it's pushed by the slime blocks. Now that's what I wanted to test. If it was different, then they hadn't programmed air friction in, and if it was, then they had programmed air friction in. So I did this using items, and no matter what the ticks are, so I did that, and then I'm going to do some different items. Birch planks, 3 birch planks. I'm going to put it on one. So this is going to be like one of the faster ones. And click it, and they will both have landed in the same spot. So look, there's that, and the other ones have already they landed right there, but that's basically the same area. I could have made this lower and made this test more accurate, but you get the point. So that explains why the functions are quadratic. So as the item, let's just go, I don't know exactly where my thing is. I'm not very good at navigating my own world, my test world. But if you saw, as like the item increased in, I think it's over here. Yeah, it is. Okay, so you remember, if the items like as the height that they went up increased, so the number of ticks basically let them have airtime. As that increased, when they were pushed, it would be more horizontal. So when an item was pushed with 1 tick, it still was traveling upward when it was pushed sideways. Because x and y are independent of each other, it wasn't stopping the y from increasing, it was just contributing to the x, and that's why it traveled the farthest. So basically, when I put an item on here and I have it on 1 tick, it's gonna be pushed up and immediately pushed, so it makes an arc like this. versus when I do it and it's like very late and it's going down, it's going to push down like that. And that those two variables combined because there's air friction, make it possible for things to happen. So those are my like two discovery. That's why all my equations are quadratic, and also Minecraft has air friction for everything, for items, for everything basically, due to the fact, I don't know if it was purposeful or not, but basically due to the fact that they set a limit on how far a block can travel, on how far an item and things can travel like that. I don't know, I haven't tested out for anything else, but a item can travel 48 blocks total. So this is 30. If you basically like decrease how far this can go, it will go to 48 blocks, which is to right here. If there was no gravity, it would basically, the item would stop right here. So that is my amazing discovery in Minecraft. I was pretty surprised that they put that in, because I thought they would have just kept it going until it hit like a thing like that, but I guess it makes sense how they did the programming like that. So thank you for watching another episode really fast, and I just couldn't wait to get out my theory. So if anybody has any like disputes or can disprove that, please leave a comment, and I will either prove you wrong or prove you right and do another video on it. Thank you for watching. Bye.